Their Hari
So deep deep blue 透き通る瞳の奥吸い込まれて
So deep blue
まるでオーシャン
like the ocean
浮遊する色彩で
奪われていく
導いて波のする気今から待って抱き合って切り取った君と僕の水平線
Oh baby baby ここが世界の真ん中線に張って並べてそうさ二人きりだね
Ride the big wave
そこのまま
Dive into the ocean
もう窒息する来る前に君に溺れてたいやキスで繋がってこのままどこまでも Tripping love 君と二人きり Tripping love
泡に変える夢を見て
じゃれ合うより恋したい甘がむ日差しの方みたい
Yeah 接しね僕ら次第上昇止まらない亜熱帯
おどけてる二人の形を変えたシルエット
飲み干すと息のブリーズきらめく瞬間のスプラッシュブレイクダウン波はいたずらに夏は気まぐれに流れ流され次のアーチくぐるように君はどうしたいの Baby 上がる温度で
溶け合う体
やけどしそうさ
Like a big wave
ずっとこのまま
Dive into the ocean
もう窒息するくらいに君に溺れてたいなキスで繋がってこのままどこまでも Tripping love
君と二人きり
Tripping love
泡に変える夢を見て
君の暁にじんだ境界線ずっと怖くてつなぎ止めた虹色の空に輝く僕らの世界は誰のために泣いてるの声は虚しく夜に消えただから世界は曖昧で手を伸ばしても届かないから壊したくても壊せないから虹色の空に輝く星屑怖くてつなぎ止めたまま君の暁滲んだままで手を離せない君の暁滲んだ境界線ずっと怖くてつなぎ止めた灰色の空に輝く世界線の中虹色の空に輝く星屑怖くてつなぎ止めたまま君の暁滲んだままで手を離せない虹色の空に輝
Hello, hello. Sorry for the delay in the stream. How's everyone doing? Hi Cinnamon. Hi Jojo. Hmm. I don't know why I stopped the song. My bad. Oh god. You got all 5 Mitsus? Nice. How much did it cost overall? 'Cause I assume it costs like a bit. 斜めゆることはムード見てみたい Where do you want to go? You know, I sort of want to spend this whole day playing Musume because the new update came out. Hi yes, how you doing? But I want to read some stories in OnStars. You spent $10, that's it? How much you save up? 'Cause I feel like you have to at least spend like a lot of diamonds. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Grind. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about farming diamonds because I haven't done that in so long. Oh, we still haven't read the new Nagisa event story too. That ends tomorrow. I did some polls on Umusume's new banner. I got lucky. I had enough pulls for 70 pulls, I think, or 60 pulls. I got 2 copies of the Rico card. So I need 2 more, and I'm gonna probably pity because they're gonna give us 100 free summons, I think, overall for the banner. Sorry, that's my phone. So I hate waiting, but I'm gonna try and wait and see what happens. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm at 77 pulls right now, so we got 10 pulls today, so we have 90, so that's 167 plus 3 more, which I'll randomly do. That'll be 170, so I need 30 more pulls. But I need to max out this Rico card. We'll see if it happens, but I got 3 5-stars so far in the banner. Yes, we'll be lovely monster. Love me monster. Love me monster. Love me monster.
波モンスター
消化病に正面突破仕掛けてこっちからドキドキのワクワクでキラキラを食べ尽くせ今日もいざ強化してもっとラブラブ成長者旅やっぱラブラブ Be happy yes
We'll be lovely monster 愛し合いましょう
誰よりもわがままに
変えない Peace
遠慮なく出す
Be happy Yes we are lovely monster
Okay. Oh, what are they looking up on here? I don't know. Let me plug in my phone. Let me not connect my phone. Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
南風の何か吸いたけてくる Like a dream 私に川で遊んでいるように
Need 30 pulls for not free trip card, 0 5 size game. Yeah, that sounds about right.
未知の世界だけどきっとこの日
Oh, I did my other free pull for the Trip album scout, and surprisingly enough, I got Shu, so I have both Mika and Shu. Right here.
天国まで導いてあげよう僕にはそれができるからね連絡が来てるみたい
Wow, Korean 05 size. Sorry.
忘れないうちに見ておいた方がいいと思う
Ah, it's almost here. I love this song. Okay. I guess they didn't put in the instrumental version of the song.
連絡が来たぜ
Okay. Oh, sorry, it's not on. Wait. Wait. I don't know. Wait, why is the instrumental not turning on? That's weird. Okay, whatever. I thought they would have released Rock Lord by now, but I guess not.
早めに確認した方がいいっすよ
Made Me is starting tomorrow.
随分と忙しそうっすね
Let me take a sword off. Thanks. Okay. How bad is the special? Okay, so it's not. Oh, it's just very note speed. Okay. $28 special usually means like 29 though. Oh my god, click that lever. Man, that pissed me off. The last Valkyrie event. Okay, that's good enough.
事務所に所属していろんな仕事に挑戦させてもらえてるっす。このチャンスを
Is West of the Library really only 25? Wait, what color is this song again? Red. Excuse me. Life is novel. 喜び海川の旅僕のベン
行きますよ。
見せよう I wonder if I'll carry nice with everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. 5 people for each. It's gonna be ugh. I can't ugh. And all of that. I wonder which one's gonna be harder. Trying to get one person or trying to get all of them.
どうやこれが俺たちの全力のパフォーマンスやね。
一二度の空に虹色の空に輝くのしくず怖くて砂に止めたまま
I think I got both their outfits, right?
野原空に
Yeah, I did. No, that's last mission.
虹色の空に輝くのしくず怖くて砂に止めたまま
Considering my luck with one person. That was my issue when we had all of like the anniversary banners. I always get everyone else except the character I want.
で砂に止めた一二度の空に輝くの船の世界今
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
誰のために泣いてるの扉壊しるように消えた世界は泣いて出ようとしても出ようないから何でも出せないから一二度の空に輝くのしくず怖くて砂に止めたまま君の暁立ち抜かままで手を離そうなにバーン君の暁地の界の回線ずっと怖くて砂に止めた一度の空に輝く僕の中一度の空に輝くのしくず怖くて津波止めたまま君の暁出し抜かままで手を離そうな虹色の空に輝くのしくず怖くて津波止めたまま君の暁打ち抜かままでに船を世界ので夢
Oh my god, I almost did not get that. Got everyone max out except Mitsudo? Oh god, that sounds awful. I never really understood the 9th anniversary one, so you pretty much can get the cards and you limit break their card to make them really strong by getting their battle pass thing. So you like, what do they become as strong as like a maxed out 5-star? I highly doubt they would do that, but it's possible.
名誉ジャッジメント
Dude, look at all these songs I haven't done.
さっきの曲はみんなに楽しんでもらえたと思うっす
I keep forgetting who's in this banner. I mean, who's in this story. Okay, let's read this first. Should I just switch to like PC version? I think it's easier. Because it gives a visual effect. Oh, really? That's it? Excuse me. Yeah, let's just log into the PC version, I guess. Oh, I thought I read these. Like, my god, I hate logging into the PC version, it's so annoying. Oh, my neck. Come on. I have to do this twice. Yay, Mugen no Kago
Ensemble starts.
baby.
ミュージック
She wouldn't leave you alone.
どんな仕事にも真正面からぶつかっていくっす。
Okay.
おー
Aww,いいかな? Okay. Oh, okay, let's read this. I have no idea what this is about. Trouble talking?
すまない
My apologies, Hakase-senpai. I must have kept you waiting.
いやいや
Not at all. I just got here myself, so don't sweat it. And I'm the one who asked you to come. Want some tea? I could make you some coffee or something.
いや
That's alright, thanks. What did you want to talk to me about? For you to go so far as to call me out, it must be something important. I can't calm down till I hear it. No need to be so stressed. Relax, man, relax. But if you're that concerned, I'll get right to it.
ね
Adonis, are you interested in hosting a variety talk show? Me? A variety talk show host? There must be some sort of misunderstanding.
ま
I thought you'd react that way. Let me fill you in on the details. I've been offered a spot on the show that gets two idols together to have a discussion. In that case, I think you could just accept the offer.
あいや
Yeah, normally it wouldn't be a problem, but I've got something else scheduled on the day of the shooting. That's not something I can get out of, while the talk shows also said they want to avoid scheduling the shoot if possible.
そう
So, when I called them up to let them know I couldn't do it, they asked if I had any ideas of who might be available instead.
なるほど
I see. So, you'd like me to take your place.
だが
But you should know that I'm not good at talking. In fact, I couldn't think of anyone less suitable to be your stand-in.
うん
I know you're not the most comfortable when it comes to communication. I won't push you if you don't want to. Still, you've been on so many shows with us that I can tell you're getting more comfortable with it now.
だから
That's why I think you should give it a shot. It could help you shake off that feeling and prove to yourself you can do it. I'd say it's a good chance for personal growth, wouldn't you? I'm honored you gave me such an opportunity, but is it really okay for me to go into this with such a mindset?
あ
It's no problem. I asked producers if they were alright with someone not so comfortable speaking, and they said they gave it the okay. That leaves the final decision to you. No pressure, but what do you say? I've always thought my self-consciousness when it comes to speaking has been holding me back. If this is my chance to overcome those doubts, I'd like to try. Alright then, I'll let the producers of the show know. Break a leg, Adonis. Meanwhile, at the Coast Pro office.
なるほど
See, you'd like me to serve as an alternative host for a variety talk show?
え
Correct. Eve is currently tied up with important commitments that can't be rescheduled, so I had no choice but to decline the client's offer for His Highness Hiyori. It's possible to arrange a substitute, so I was considering Adam for the role. The work has suited me well, but I'm overwhelmed with so much production work that it would be difficult for me to appear. Therefore, I'm the only candidate left. However, a show like this requires a certain degree of flexibility, and I wonder about Your Excellency having to handle it all by yourself. So, you're saying you'd be concerned if I addressed the task alone?
いえいえ
Not at all. I have full confidence in Your Excellency's abilities. Once the necessary preparations are in place, your victory is assured. In other words, you're insinuating it's difficult to be fully prepared this time.
え
Nothing escapes Your Excellency's keen perception. Yes, that's exactly it.
え
There are too many variables at play. For example, your co-host. I was told that the program would also invite Mr. Hakaze from Redlin, and he's facing some scheduling conflicts as well. So he may need to be replaced, which means your co-host could end up being anyone. Personally, I believe that even without a script, Your Excellency will perform well. but depending on who you're paired with, there's a risk they might catch you off guard. It's best to have contingency plans in place. Still, any plans will have its limits when the counterpart remains unknown. So, you think we should refuse to offer Ibara? I would like to avoid that at all costs. My current strategy for Eden focuses on using the media to raise brand awareness. To do that, I'd like to take on any opportunity that can make Eden better known. So, appearing on the show aligns with a strategy. In that case, I'll accept it.
はい
Huh? Your Excellency, does that work for you? For you to handle this by yourself?
あ
I think I can manage this job alone. I just need to do what we always do, only without you.
えっと
Indeed, simply put. But what it comes down to, but this time, it's even hard for me to show up at the recording site, you know? I understand. However, you said it yourself that this job is valuable for our marketing strategy. So much that refusing is not an option. Am I mistaken?
いいえ
That is indeed the case, Your Excellency. Then all you need to do is ask me. I'll do everything in my power to help.
ええ
Understood. In that case, here is a proposal. I'll leave these matters in your care. Well, thanks to your powerful words, I've finally been able to make my decision. I wish Your Excellency the best of luck then. Uh-oh. Like something weird's gonna happen. A few days later, on the day of the variety talk show meeting.
こんにちは
Oh, hello, Brewster. It's good to see you today. So you'll be attending the variety talk show meeting, won't you? Yes, that'd be great. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't mistaken. I'm used to Ibara keeping track of all details, but this time working alone.
あ
Speaking of, I didn't expect I'd be working with Adonis for his program. I spoke with him in passing in Seisocon apartments, but we've rarely had the chance to have a proper conversation. I'm glad that this will give us a chance to just do that. Oh, Nagisa is so wholesome.
おっと
Oh, this isn't the time to be talking like this. We'll be late for a meeting at this rate. Let's make haste, Bruiser. Hello, Adonis. I apologize. Looks like we kept you waiting. Adonis? Oh, what's wrong? You're not reacting to you. He's not reacting to you either. He's been staring at something quite intently. Are these the planning materials for the show? Bruiser? Ron, senpai? You're here. I'm sorry. I didn't notice you coming in. There's no need to apologize. Still, it's remarkable that we didn't even break your concentration when we entered. I'm just too nervous. To be honest, I haven't even read much of this. Indeed, he's gripping the paper so hard that it's beginning to tear. Adonis seems to be more nervous than I would have ever expected. Producer? Senpai, thank you for supporting me through this.
えっと
What do you mean? I'm not just good at speaking. I have no confidence in my chances of running a variety talk show well. When I've been on radio programs of Undead, I managed to make it through by following Hakase Senpai or Ogami's lead. So I'd like to be putting that same burden on you, Ron Senpai.
なるほど
I see. So that's why you feel the need to bring it up right now. But why did you need to take this job in the first place? If you're so worried about how this will go. I thought this would help me grow as an idol. Being an idol is more than just singing and dancing. I would like to be able to do more than for my fans.
だが
However, that's my personal resolve. If I were to fail, I don't want others to be troubled because of it. That's why I thought it'd be better to say that to both of you in advance.
そう
I understand exactly how you feel, Adonis. You're a kind-hearted person. Kind-hearted, honest person. I think you're wonderful, really. We're very much the same, you and I. The same? What do you mean by that?
あ
I find things easy when I have guidance from Iba to follow, but for this job, the agency has decided I should present myself as I am.
でも
But I'm not certain how to show my true self the right way. You could say not knowing how to conduct oneself feels similar to being uneasy about conversing. I see. It looks like we share the same worries, Senpai.
だから
Therefore, let's put our utmost effort into this recording to improve ourselves, shall we? Our weaknesses are what makes our growth all the more rewarding.
そうだな
I agree. Thank you. Putting it like that makes me feel at ease.
よかった
I'm glad it seems to have calmed your nerves. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, producer. Thank you for your understanding. We spent considerable time talking, so we should get on with the meeting. A few minutes
な
later.
るほど
I see. To sum things up, we're going to be taking questions from the viewers and give them advice to help with their problems. The problems are already collecting submissions for Ron, Senpai, and me to respond to.
ふん
As for the details, I see. We can't see them yet.
了解した
They'll let us pick which question to respond to in a few days. Understood. The trouble is that it's not just a matter of giving advice on people's problems. Adonis and I have a reputation of being composed in the idol industry, and they want us to keep that image up for this program. So in addition to giving thoughtful advice, the show also wants us to have some level-headed conversations about these worries. Just having a conversation is already hard enough. Can we really pull that off?
まあ
That is just a producer's suggestion. If it's too difficult for us, I believe they will understand. That part is just to make the show more entertaining. Our main focus should be on the content. The content, which means giving advice on others' problems. First things first, I'm having trouble talking at length, so can we really handle something like that? That's true. I have my own worries about being able to do so on the spot.
そしたら
As I thought, our only chance of doing this properly is to do a rehearsal first. A rehearsal? You want us to try practicing this? That's right. We won't know exactly where our weakness lies until we do. Is that why we're going to switch? I'll play prize like that. No problem, Jojo. A few hours later in Sei's apartment common room.
よし
Are you ready, Adonis?
あ
I am. This may not be the studio, but we can pretend it is while taking questions, right?
ふん
Do you mind if I check the script again?
え
Huh? There's a script for this? I should take a look myself. You know how important it is to check the script? Sora will too. Calm yourselves, please. We didn't prepare a script for this. Oh, alright, that's right. Since we treat this like the real thing, I couldn't help wanting to check the script.
まったく
Good grief, you haven't even started yet. Are you sure you can do this? Everything's fine. If you have anything troubling you, Natsume, we would love to assist. Would you really describe everything up to this point as fine? And don't worry about me. I'm only here because Sora said that he wanted to help you with this. Brother Hunter and Nagi-shan said they wanted to practice giving advice, which is great because Sora needs some advice too. We're supposed to help each other. If you need advice, you should come to me. You really are too kind, Sora.
やれやれ
I'll let it slide this time, only because Sora's being nice. Just don't be filling Sora's head with strange ideas. As long as you stick to that, the rest is up to you. Don't expect me to be giving any help on this though.
も
Come on, Natsume. You don't have to be so harsh. You're the best one giving advice here.
うありがとう
Just being here to help. Just being here to watch help. Just being here to watch will help. I think he remembers the switch. Are you ready, Adonis?
あ
I'm ready when you are, Ron. Senpai. Alright, let's begin. Thank you all for joining us for our advice corner. I'm Nagisa Ron of Eden, one of your hosts for today. Joining me is
うん
Adonis Otagari of Undead. It's a pleasure to be, glad to be here. We're glad you're here too! Clap, clap, clap.
あ
Now then, let's get get cracking on those questions. It looks like we have 3 lost lambs in need of guidance today. Let's begin with Samugi. How can we help you today?
わ
What? Looks like I'm first. Let me think. Has anything been bothering me these days?
Oh.
My shoulder has been feeling a little stiff lately. What should I do? That's because you've been working too hard. What else do you expect when you keep sleeping at your desk?
なるほど
I see. Stiff shoulders? That sounds like a real bummer, man. I would say it's a lack of exercise. But what do you think, Ron Senpai?
いや
Adonis? I believe that Sumi's condition is more serious than you think. What? Huh? Is this advice or is this a diagnosis?
何
Well, what do you mean, Ron Senpai? Is Aoba Senpai suffering from some sort of illness? In a way, please listen and try not to panic. Stiff shoulders usually have 2 main causes. Do you know what those are? I'm not sure. I guess that one is caused by fatigue due to a lack of exercise?
そう
Indeed, fatigue can be one cause, or Samugi could be haunted.
Hmm?
What? If he's just fatigued, then that's one thing. But if he's being haunted, we have to act immediately. I believe the best course of action is to pour piles of salt in the corner of this room. How about you, Adonis? What? Adonis? True. Sodium intake is an important part of exercise. Let's, like, really important, huh?
なるほど。
I see. Ingesting the salt directly may increase its purifying effect. You reach a conclusion, Samugi. You should lick some salt straight away.
まったく。
One gag after another. This isn't an advice corner, it's a comedy contest.
なるほど。
See, thought of licking purified salt didn't even cross my mind. Thank you very much. You disappoint me, senpai. Huh? Why? What did I do? Shall we move on? It's time for Harukawa's concern, right? Haha, finally Sora's turn. Thank you so much. You see, there's so many things that Sora wants, and Sora doesn't know how to make the most of money. Sora wants to buy a new game, but Sora's father said it's better to save that money instead. That's what's been troubling you. If you want anything, you should come to me. Hee Master. Master can't call Sora all the time. Managing money is important. The choice between indulging in the pleasures of the now and preparing for the uncertainties of the future. It's a difficult balance. Most would err on the side of caution, but it might not necessarily be the case for you. Indeed. It's a tough call. Harukawa, why do you wish to save money? All sorts of reasons, but Sora's father says it's good for Sora's future. Better safe than sorry. You've been speaking on the binary choice between saving and spending, but there's a third option as well. Investment. Investment? What do you mean by that? Hoo-hoo! Sora knows. It's a high-stakes game where you fight with your money. Either you go for broke, or just go broke.
何?
Fight? We can't let Haruka do something that dangerous. You don't actually fight other people. But Sora says just one way of looking at the stock market. Some see investing as speculation, but it can also be approached as a sound economic activity based on solid financial principles. The pleasure of buying games is fleeting, and simply putting money into savings cuts it off from the economy as a whole. Meanwhile, growing your principal through investments can secure your future. At least, that's what Ibra said. Is that so? Well, then seems like investing is the answer?
いや。
Wait, let's not be too hasty. I can't give this advice in full confidence when there's also the chance of losing your money in a bad investment. So, what do we tell Harukawa?
そうだね。
There is a Ouija board here, probably left by the mystery researchers. Time has come to call upon the spirits to impart their wisdom so we can better address Sora's concerns.
ちょっと。
Cuts. I'm stopping you there. You'll end up cursed trying to invoke the spirits without proper training. I refuse to let you put Sora at risk like that.
まったく。
Unbelievable. You really took those simple questions and turned the advice into a stand-up routine. Nagisa's so funny. And poor Adonis is just falling. Cause he's so innocent too. He's just like, are you serious? Well, that's our current state of affairs. Please let us know if you think there's anything we could do better when giving advice. Please don't hold back anything. Prepare for a show. We require your honest opinions. Let me think. I'd say that was perfectly fine for a variety show. Sora noticed that Brother Hunter was so busy trying to think of what to say, he ended up not saying much at all. That's what I feared. I was doing my best not to stay silent, but... How about you, Natsume? Anything you want to add?
まったく。
Why are you asking me? I thought I made it clear that I'm only here as an observer.
ほら。
Don't be like that. You know, when it comes to giving advice, you're the best we have. You're also the one here with the most experience as a radio show host. Besides, you're the one who jumped in to stop them. You can't do that without having something to say for that, right? Well, I could just sit there and let that farce continue.
坂崎。
Sakasaki, is there something you think we could do to improve? I want to hear it. I do as well.
師匠。
Please, Master. Do it for Sora too. those two really want to get the best advice they can. And Sora thinks we should do something for the sake of all the people sending in their worries. Fine, Sora, I never meant to sit on my hands. If I turn a blind eye, it's plain that countless people will suffer. With such strong words, you must truly be in a sorry state. Indeed. If you wish a frank evaluation, I would say what you gave the complete opposite of advice. It was more like a comedy show. If this were the kind of variety show Senpai was thinking, then that would be fine indeed. But you two told me before this was a program for giving cool and collected advice. In that sense, I'd say you failed. Could you tell us specifically what we did wrong? Let's start with you, Adonis. What were you trying to do with all those weird ways to end your sentences? Did I sound that strange? Actually, I was trying to copy how Hakase-senpai speaks. I'm standing in for him after all. The theme of this program is calm and collected advice. I couldn't think of anyone better to imitate than Hakase-senpai. I see where you're coming from. I'm also stepping in to take place of Hyoya on this program. I hope I handled the role well enough. I'll give some comments about Ron Senpai's performance later. Anyway, Adonis, you don't have to try to copy Hakase-senpai. You sure? But what should I do instead? It's okay not to intimidate anyone. You're perfectly calm and collected as your normal self, Adonis. Natsume's right. I believe they picked the theme of the program after you two were chosen as replacements. When it comes to calm and collected, you two fit the bill. There's no need to put on an act. Is that so? Sakasaki's Aoba-senpai, you have my thanks. I'll do my best to be myself. Great. Just as long as you give proper thought to answering the questions, you'll be fine. Which brings us to Ron. I just keep thinking, what's going in your head? I see. What did I say wrong? You couldn't stick to one thing and kept getting wilder and wilder answers out of nowhere. You went into what felt like improv and you went on to about contacting spirits. Who were you imitating then? I was thinking about the talk shows I have watched before. The comedians on those shows provided great entertainment. The producers said instead of keeping things serious the entire time, it'd be better to lighten things up with a joke every now and then. My intent was to imitate those comedians to accomplish this, but it seems that that didn't work. If this were a comedy-focused variety show that would hype the crowd audience up, which I think would be a great approach. But remember, calm and collected, I think you should keep your jokes subdued. And your co-host Adonis didn't even look like he could keep up with you, which makes it more awkward. Conversation is like a game of catch. You can't just catch the ball, but you also need to know how to throw it too. Exactly. Well said, Sora. That gets right to the heart of the matter. We're here as a live audience for this rehearsal, but it won't be just the two of you talking amongst yourselves for the real thing. You two need to better understand one another and keep the conversation going. You're right. I should have been more aware of that. Thank you, Natsume. Thank you, Sora. But still, your answers really were all over the place. Considering how you performed that work, it shouldn't have been that bad. I might have gotten a little carried away at times. Without Eva here, I'm not sure how to keep things in balance. So you're saying you'd be doing this as your normal self if Eva were here? I have always conducted myself in accordance with Iba's guidance. But now it seems that he would like to promote my true self. I took this job for a chance to present the charm of my genuine, unadulterated self. Well, that's all well and good. But anyway, does that mean if you had a general outline prepared, you do fine? I think we hit up a solution here. A solution? So there's a way for me to better express my true self? Not exactly. More of a way to keep your more fanciful ideas in check. In a word, you should prepare a script beforehand. You'd be able to pick out the questions collected from the show before filming anyway, so it's easy to think about how you answer them, right? That's means like, you talk like that without you, but a few days later, meeting room in the ES building.
ありがとう
Thank you, producer. That was quite a lot of submissions. You took your time to print these all out, even deliver them in person. It must have been difficult. Thank you. Now we just need to pick out questions from this for the show. Is that so? I don't even know where to start. Well, I'll scan through all of them today.
あ
Yes, we're fine. All we need to do is read these letters. Don't worry about us, producer. Thank you for bringing these, but we don't want to keep you away from your duties. Producer looks like she was busy. It hasn't even been a month since the new year started. She must be working on some new programs.
そうだね
That must be it. Let's do our best on this. I don't want to add any more to her work. Let's focus on finding good topics first, then we can work on a script from there. Yes, thanks to Sakasaki's device, we found a path forward. I don't think where we got the idea that, but I don't know where we got the idea that we need to answer those questions on the spot. There's no way that they would start the show without letting us know the contents, now that I think about it. Yes, it looks like we were both a bit anxious, thinking we might be expecting to answer questions spontaneously.
でも
However, I can rest assured knowing that we will have prepared answers. Oh. But let us get back to these questions. There are a lot to go through. I didn't realize people had so many worries. Ron-senpai, did you find something? This one says, I can't help myself from eating too many sweets. How can I stop gaining weight? Shouldn't exercise be enough? I thought the same. The solution is obvious, which leaves me wondering why they aren't doing it. What if there's some reason that prevents them from exercising? If that happens to be the case, I don't know what else to tell them. Moving your body is something anyone usually can do. If someone can't, there must be an extraordinary reason behind it.
ね
Have you found anything that piqued your interest? I have. I'm so bad at English that I just failed a test. What's a good way to study it? I certainly can relate. I still worry about whether I'm really catching everything I hear in Japanese. Your Japanese is wonderful. I can tell you've been working hard. I picked up quite a bit while traveling between Japan and my home country as a kid. Although it's true that I have also spent a lot of time studying, I can also only give advice like hard work pays off. Do you think this is something we can talk about on the show? I wonder. I don't know how we can make an answer to this more interesting. I can only think of some straightforward advice. You're right. I'm not sure if our advice can help them solve the problem. Let's keep looking through the questions, as there's still a lot more to go. Don't worry. We'll see if there's a concern that even we can address. A few hours later. How's it going, Ron? How's it going, Ron? Have you found something we think we can answer? Oh. Why does it skip so much? I don't know. It's difficult to choose without knowing what counts as the right kind of question. Is that so? I haven't found concerns I can address either. I'm beginning to worry if there's anything here we're capable of answering. Well, do you suppose it's arrogant of us to assume we can actually solve other people's problems? What do you mean by that? I've been thinking, all the questions we've gathered here reflect worries people sincerely hope will be addressed. And it falls upon us to decide which of these questions we seem to be able to answer. It's like choosing who to save and who to forsake, which feels arrogant. Are either of us prepared to take on such a responsibility? You're absolutely right. We're supposed to take every question submitted seriously and answer them. That sounded like a knock on the door. Is producer back?
Yeah.
Ooh! Glad I found you guys here. Hey Donis. Hey Ron. How's the meeting going? Hakusa-senpai, why are you here? I was a producer earlier. We happened to be working on the same site today. I was able to finish things early, so she asked me if I could swing by and see what's going on with you two. It's my fault you're even copying all this, Adonis. Also, Ron has mentioned in the dorm that you're having a hard time. I thought maybe I could help out.
ありがとう
Thank you. We can certainly use your help, Kaoru. Right now we're... A few minutes later. You guys sure are taking this seriously. That got pretty philosophical, huh? If you actually follow through with that, you'd be here all year. You're right. And time is not on our side. It was an egotistical thing we can answer every single one. Indeed. That's why we should find problems that we can take responsibility for and give relevant advice. That's too rigid. Oh well. I guess the earnestness is a strength of both of you both.
Yes.
All right. First, go ahead and ditch the idea that you're expected to solve problems. Why? I thought the whole point of this was to consult us for advice, answers.
そうだね。
Close. You're doing it to give advice. How would you ever know if you solved the problem or not? That's... You got a point there.
だから、
So, what we want here is to find worries that you want to give advice on. Worries you want to get advice on? For example, I picked this one. There's someone that I like, but I don't know how to approach them. Relationship advice. Just reading the question makes me want to cheer them on, but we can't just focus on one topic. What matters most is if you two have something to say about the question. That means we can find a topic we both feel comfortable talking about.
そう。
That's one way to put it. So, have you found anything that fits the bill? Yes, I believe this invokes that feeling. I'm sure that Adonis will find it just as suitable. You're right. I could probably speak at length on this topic. Thank you, Hakase-senpai. Your advice has been a step in the right direction. You're still giving advice yourself, Kaoru. I don't really see myself that way, but I'm glad I could help you too. A few days later on the day of the shoot.
こんばんは。
Greetings. Greetings to everyone watching today. As you may know, this is a program where two idols discuss worries sent in by the audience. Your hosts for the evening are me, Nagisa-ran, of Eden, and
よろしく頼む
Don Sotogari of Undead. It's a pleasure to be here. Without further ado, let's read off our first question. I came as a surprise. Don't variety shows usually start off with some sort of preamble?
すまない
Forgive me, I was a little overexcited. That's alright. Don't worry. That may be for the best as we got a lot of submissions to go through.
ありがとう。
I'd like to thank all of our viewers again for sharing your thoughts with us.
Oh.
We were surprised by the number of submissions, but we have read over all of them. They were all questions you addressed specifically to us, so we'd like to give you our heartfelt advice in response. I'd also like to apologize in advance for not having the time to answer all of them on the show. Because of that, we'll take the questions we've answered today with the utmost seriousness. We don't know if our answers can help solve your problem, but at least we hope you'll find them helpful. With that said, let's get to the first concern that we will be addressing. Last fall, I had to move my parents away from the town I grew up in. I transferred to a new high school, but I still haven't made any friends. I think the reason for that is that even when someone came up to talk to me, I could only respond awkwardly. Do you know how I can become a better talker? The person who wrote this is concerned about their ability to make conversation. When we first saw this question, we were both worried about whether we could address it with a solid answer.
そうだね。
Quite so. The truth is, neither of us are good at talking ourselves. Shocking, isn't it?
Oh.
We also have our doubts when we were asked to host this program. I know it has only just started, but how do you think we're doing? We're here to give advice, listeners, and yet here we are asking for advice yourself. You're asking for advice yourself, Adonis.
すまない
Forgive me. I didn't mean to bring discussion back to ourselves.
だが
Still moving. I know that from first-hand experience how anxious one would feel living in a strange new place.
ああ、
That's right, Adonis. That's right. Adonis, you moved to Japan from abroad.
そうだな
Yes. You feel so helpless when your family's familiar surroundings are taken away and replaced by something else entirely. I was so worried about my Japanese ability at the time and just couldn't seem to adapt to this new environment.
だから
Because of that, I'm incredibly grateful for all the members of Undead for taking me in and listening to what I had to say. I hope that the people who send in this question can find people like that as well. I do as well. Still, it's hard to take that first step if you keep thinking you're not good at talking. I can tell from reading this that this viewer really wants to talk with others, but doesn't feel they're good enough. But in fact, they might be quite the chatterbox in the right environment.
After all, they were able to convey their personal feelings through this message.
あ
You're right. The writing didn't come across as someone who can't keep up a conversation. So, to you who wrote this, please don't take this the wrong way, but I think the only way you can get better at speaking is to build up your courage, go out, and start conversations. You also wrote that someone made an effort to talk to you. Think of it from the person's point of view. Perhaps it also took quite a bit of courage on their part to come up and speak to you. Wouldn't you consider that person kind-hearted?
そうだな
That's right. When someone offers a hand, at least you should pluck up the courage to reach out. As scary as it might be, but what about trying to strike up a conversation with them next time? I believe that kind person will take your hand. We stand by you. If this advice doesn't help, please send us another submission. As people who struggle with conversations ourselves, we're always ready to lend an ear. A few days after shooting at the Seizukan apartment, finally, the chance to relax and enjoy your company, Nagisa. Come on, you can talk with me about anything, or we can have lunch first.
あ
There you are, Ron, senpai. I was looking for you. Jeez, why'd you have to butt in my conversation with Nagisa, Adonis?
うん
I apologize if I'm interrupting something, but I have something I need to show to Ron senpai. Need to show me? What is it? A few days ago, the show we hosted was broadcast. It had a favorable reception, so much that we received fan letters for it. Producer gave me this letter this morning, which I want you to read as well.
なるほど
Is that so? Have you already read the letter?
すまない
Forgive me. I know we should read it together, but I was too curious to stop myself. There's no need to apologize. In your position, I would have done the same.
あれ
Oh? This letter be from...
そうだ
Yeah. Yes. The student who couldn't make any friends. They said they were inspired after watching our show, and now I finally made a friend. They're saying they watched us try our best to talk gave them the courage.
あ
Right. I'm glad I was capable of inspiring someone like that. Yes. I'm also glad that we, in turn, had the courage to go on that show and give people advice. I knew you could do it, Nagisa. I'm so proud of you.
あ
The truth is, I have always thought about how you would respond to those questions. What do you mean by how I will respond?
ほら
You were the one who originally invited me to be on the show, who was originally invited to be on the show after all. So I imagine how you, who taught me so much, would handle it. I think I could have done better, but at least serve as a decent stand-in for you.
もちろん
Absolutely, you nailed it. Just read that fan letter. Just read that fan letter again if you don't believe me. So you were Tomoe senpai's replacement. I was filling in for Hakase senpai myself. Did I do the job well? I believe this fan letter has addressed your concern convincingly. Oh,
そうだな
you're right. I've always said that I'm not good at talking, but maybe I've been able to all along. I'm glad that I took this job. I feel more confident about communication too.
ありがとう
If you help me, and you've helped me a lot, Ron senpai. Thank you very much. I could have done this without you, Adonis. Thank you as well. By the way, are you hungry? Now that you mention it, it's getting close to lunchtime. Would you mind joining us for lunch? I'm free for the rest of the day, so it's fine by me. Is that okay with you, Tomoe senpai? If Nagisa invited you, then I have no right to object. Besides, you both deserve a reward for a job well done. We should make this the official rap party. A rap party? I guess we haven't had one yet.
そうだね
Ever since the recording finished, we haven't had the chance to see each other. It would be nice to talk to you again.
あ
I was just thinking the same. And for today, let's talk as much as we desire. We have all the time we need. Oh, that was such a cute story. Oh, I love it when two idols finally hang out with each other and have friendship. I'll be right back. I feel like there's something.
boom, 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 boom. Ugh, I should read the Valkyrie story, but I honestly don't remember anything from the story. My god, PC version takes forever to load anything. I don't remember what happened. We're only like halfway through, like even. Wow, Mika has like a whole like monologue. I feel like Kudo now, I think it's so interesting because like oh okay, that got heavy all of a sudden. Let's read this. Let me just like speed read some of the parts before it to remember what happened.
Oppa. Ah. Ma. せやけど。いや。ん？ああ。も。む。おや。なん。え。いや。え。
Oh, I think I know where it's going. Okay, I remember. They're trying to figure out what happened at the fair. They went to the area where they have trinkets and they unlocked the journal. Next day, International Airport, Shu Itsuki uses when traveling between Japan and Paris. Let's recount. My grandfather left 2 diaries of unknown origin in the storage room of the secondary residence. For convenience, let's call one titled The Taming of the Shrew as Diary Shrew, and the untitled one with a log as Diary Nameless. Each really seems to be enjoying this. He always loved researching stuff out of curiosity. Since way back, the part of him is kind of nerdy actually. What's with that look? Do you have something to say? Nah. So those 2 diaries, according to Raffaello, are like biography novels starring your grandfather, yeah? Indeed, Mr. Raffaello is oddly silent now, so we can't hear from him. Yeah, after Raffaello's doll had some kind of communication device in it, which seemed suspicious, I doubt it could pass through airport security, you know. Is that why you wanted to go ahead of Patty first? I suppose. I don't know how he plans to get ahead of us, but I appreciate the consideration. It'll be a hassle if the device got flagged as a potential terrorist threat. He could have just talked to us himself, though. Why go through the trouble of using a doll? Maybe he's shy, like you used to be, Teach? What a suspicious character through and through. But for now, let's set him aside. We won't be able to reach any conclusion about him here. Back to the topic. To correct or supplement your earlier statement, the author of both diaries are also my grandfather. He is both the protagonist and the author of the 2 books. Well, they're diaries, so that's obvious. True, if it were about someone else's life, it wouldn't be a diary but an observation record of something. Exactly, and since the 2 diaries are written in different time periods. Since they only note dates and weather without specifying the year, we can only make educated guesses. The 2 diaries appear to have been written roughly 10 to 20 years apart. When he was younger, grandfather didn't seem interested in major world events, so it's hard to cross-reference with newspaper articles to pinpoint the years.
That's just like you teach. You probably don't even know who the current Prime Minister of Japan is. It's because I don't care. Do I have but I do have a basic grasp of general knowledge like that.
とはいえ
Since, still, I can't help but feel a strange connection to my grandfather in his youth. Maybe it's because we're blood relatives, our way of thinking are oddly similar. Teach looks so happy. Must be an honor to resemble the grandfather he respects so much. Because of that, as I read, the boundary between my grandfather's identity and my own start to blur. What's with that face? Stop looking at me with that doubting stare.
まあいい
Well, whatever. When he was younger, grandfather lived in Paris several times, first for studying abroad and later for work. That's also eerily similar to me. The first time was when he was a teenager, the next time was in his 20s or 30s for work. He stayed in Paris for a while then. These two diaries seem to have been written during those respective periods. Even as he aged, grandfather never seemed to settle down. He caused trouble wherever he went, throwing tantrums and causing chaos. And it was surprisingly fun to read about. Haha. I want to read them too. Just hearing about them sounds fun.
ああ
Kiryu apparently has some connection and is having someone trustworthy translate them. We'll soon get the version of them in the modern language, so just wait some more time. Until then, despite it being a hassle, I'll translate and read them to you.
でもまあ
I'm not a professional, so cut me some slack if there are any mistranslations. That said, since it's a diary, the language isn't too complicated. Mr. Raffaello called them autobiographical novels, but diaries aren't usually written for others to read. The phrasing is unpolished. On the flip side, because it's a diary, there are expressions only grandfather would understand, which makes translation a challenge. Are we getting off track? True, but our goal is to delve into grandfather's past through these diaries and hold the funeral he envisions for the funeral contest. I don't want to miss any details. I want to understand everything perfectly. Oh yeah, they're making a funeral for him because they're doing a contest in the family or something. It's one of his like games or whatever. You're so neurotic, Teach. I mean, you're just that much of a perfectionist.
やれやれ
Only because you're way too suppy. Keep saying the word. Wait, keep the saying God is in the detail close to your heart, will you? Anyway, the two diaries were written at very different times, but that makes something about them feel natural. There's a character that appears in both diaries. From the descriptions, the character nicknamed Mademoiselle in the diaries appeared to be the same person, but showed no sign of aging in the diaries. She, this Mademoiselle, is someone who does not age, a strange woman who is forever young. No, maybe I should call her a girl, an eternal nameless girl. Anyone play Helios? I tried playing it like a few years ago. I just couldn't get into it because, I mean, I couldn't read anything. I sort of want to play it now because of the collab, but I have to know what's going on for me to like get into the game. I want to read the stories and stuff. You mean, what does that mean? Humans normally age, yeah? That's what I said. That's why I said she is strange. It's biologically impossible for a human to be immortal. It's not like she's come to the Saint Germain. On to the what now? That's a long story, and honestly, it's not worth explaining. Occult enthusiasts won't admit it, but his history has been proven to be fraud, or rather, a legend driven from pranks and misunderstanding derived. Well, grandfather was into the cult too, so it's possible that he was pulling some grand joke with the diaries. The diaries even had hand-drawn sketches and old photos pasted in, and you can see the face of this Mademoiselle in them. Look, see for yourself. She looks exactly the same in both diaries. Oh, you're right. What is this? Creepy. Your grandfather is clearly aging, but this woman looks exactly the same. She really hasn't aged at all? I mean, maybe it's just because the name Mademoiselle, but doesn't she look a lot like Sismado? Like a humanized version of Sismado? Or maybe the slightly older version of the younger looking Sismado? That's one of the things that bothers me. The Mademoiselle grandfather left me might be related to this Mademoiselle. Alright, Sismado isn't a doll you made.
Yes, she is an antique doll that grandfather gifted to me. I didn't make her from scratch, and there's still a lot of mystery surrounding her. Who made Mademoiselle? How did she end up in grandfather's hands? And so on. That's so much we don't know. I'm hoping we might find some answer in this time. By digging into grandfather's past and investigating this mysterious Mademoiselle girl in detail. Who is she? Really? This is starting to freak me out a bit though. So you can feel fear despite you've never scared of ghosts or anything? For me, curiosity is winning out. It's a vulgar kind of curiosity, like enjoying tabloid gossip, and seems Mr. Raffaello is leading me into it, which is annoying. But from the way grandfather spoke about this mademoiselle in his diaries, I can feel his deep affection for her. My grandfather, who's always grumpy and full of complaints about everything, treated this mademoiselle with the reverence of a devout believer, or the innocence of a child clinging to their mother. He was serious about it. Whatever kind of feeling it was, he must have loved her. Whether it was friendship, familial affection, or romantic love isn't explicitly stated. Mr. Raffaello claims it was romantic love, that grandfather and mademoiselle were lovers, and he himself was the result. Oh, so grandfather's mistress was... It was this mademoiselle. The pieces are coming together now. In his youth, it's one thing, but by the time he wrote Diary Nameless, grandfather must have been in his 30s. Thinking about a grown man becoming infatuated with a much younger girl sends a chill down my spine. If Mademoiselle doesn't age, meaning she's immortal, isn't it possible she's actually older than your grandfather?
Yeah.
It's a matter of the family image. Just imagine the disgrace that people found out grandfather had a Lolita complex. Huh? But you like dolls too, right? I admire beauty and art.
So,
And I imagine, or rather I hope that grandfather was the same, that he was involved in the kind of crude physical relationship Mr. Raffaello talks about. I want to believe that grandfather, like me, simply admires beauty for its own sake. In fact, I'm going to Paris to prove it, specifically to the town where grandfather lived during the period described in the diaries. Nearly anything can be found online these days, but there's still no substitute for being there in person and investigating with our own eyes and hands. Even so, the more recent diary, Nameless, was written decades ago. Your grandfather was just in his 30s back then. It's, let's see, decades and decades ago, right? Can you find traces of something that happened so long ago? Don't worry about that. I have a lead. You can help me investigate that, Kagehida. You're dumb, but you've got good instincts. Oh my god, you're just kind of saying you're dumb. We'll win the funeral contest together as Valkyrie. Yeah, but looks like we're taking the long way around. Do you think art can be born from a blueprint you randomly threw together? Well, sometimes it's nice to take your time and focus on one project. I need to sneeze. I think. I felt like I need to sneeze. Okay, never mind. At ES, we often get ridiculous requests. At ES, we often get ridiculous requests like make something for the stage next week from people who don't understand how much time art takes, after all. In fact, it's a pleasure to sit down and quietly immerse yourself in beauty and mystery, like enjoying a full-length novel. Man, that was a long episode. I'm trying to get Himeno in the collab because on Cyberpunk I keep getting the guy with brown hair and headbands to Himeno. I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember his name though. The next day at noon, the Atelier? I always call it Atelier, but I think I'm saying it wrong. Near Itsuki's boarding house. What should I do? Peach has been deep in conversation with his landlord. Looks like the landlord is an old friend of his grandfather's from when he was in Paris. Maybe the landlord knows something about this mademoiselle? This should be the lead Teach mentioned. But still, like Raphael said, there's a deadline for the funeral contest. We can't take too long. So we split up and I'm in charge of investigating his atelier. Apparently his atelier, like Teach's lodging, was something his grandfather used in the day. I might find some more information about Teach's grandfather if I search here carefully. But where can I even start? I don't want to accidentally break a valuable piece of art or some expensive item. That'd be a disaster. And the deadline?
It's kind of vague, like until grandfather decides to adopt one of the family members' proposals. That means we can take our time and think things through until someone comes up with a funeral that makes him go? That's it. This is it. Then again, there's also a chance that someone's proposal gets chosen while we're doing this, and all our efforts will end up being pointless. But getting to explore teachers below grandfather's past has to mean something. It sparks curiosity and creativity. I mean, I'm starting to get a little curious myself. If I can learn more about this mademoiselle, who looks just like Sismado, maybe I can get closer to Sismado. I haven't been able to talk much with Sismado these days, and I feel a bit lonely. Find anything? Ah! Don't say it to me like that. I'm not good with surprises. My apologies. I didn't think you would notice me when I was this close. Huh? You've been put on the desk, Raphael? So you really did get here ahead of us. The trip must have been tiring. This body's a doll, so I don't get tired. You're such a strange child. I'm just happy that's someone to talk to. Teach told me you handle things over there on your own and left me hanging. I feel bad being alone. My father was the same way, always going his own way and not really caring about what's going on around him. I guess it runs in the family. But that's what's lovely about Teach. Honestly, I want Teach to just do whatever he wants without worrying about me, so he can shine as brightly as possible. I love how Teach looks straight ahead, head held high, walking forward with confidence. Honestly, it'd be better if Teach never noticed the dirty doll lying on the street of the road. My father said something similar. Teach's grandfather did? Well, it's not like I heard directly from him, but there was something like that written in the diary we buried with my mother. I'd love to check that diary too, but you can't just dig it out, right? Yes, don't worry. I'll explain as much as I can remember. I don't know. You seem like the type to twist things to suit yourself. I don't like that. You have to trust me on this one. Anyway, unlike you two, I don't know the contents of the diary you have. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but my mom used to be a doll maker. Apparently my father was a huge fan of her work. Mademoiselle made dolls? Like Teach does? That's right, some of my mother's work that my father purchased are displayed here too. Look over there. That thing looks like a taxidermy wolf. But once you touch it, you'll see it's not real taxidermy wolf. It's the doll my mother made, crafted so intricately that even the individual hair follicles are realistic. Huh? That isn't real? After a closer look, the eyes are made of glass. Well, I don't know much about it, but maybe real taxidermy uses glass eyes too? Yes, in fact, buying an actual taxidermy piece would be cheaper and probably more realistic. After all, it's made from a real carcass. Even so, my mother poured her heart into recreating these natural forms one by one. She was obsessed with recreating things from nature made by God with her own hands. No matter how advanced smartphones got or how high the resolution of cameras became, humans never stopped trying to capture nature with their own hands. That might explain why landscape paintings never go out of style. That's just how it is. It's not my art. It's not an artist like my mother, so I can't speak if I understand it completely. Hi Clover, how you doing? But I imagine that she found some kind of meaning in it. Also, this isn't really a monologue, it's just him talking with Raffaello. Got back from work? Nice. Pretty relaxed at the moment. On the other hand, my mother was terrible at creating works entirely for her imagination without replicating from nature. Despite her remarkable technical skill, my mother's name remained almost unknown, perhaps for this very reason. No matter how precisely she crafted a replica, it could never surpass the real, the natural creation made by God. If she had spread her wings of imagination to create things that didn't exist in reality, the public might have found them novel and fascinating. While seeing new stuff on Muslim, nice. But as I said, my mother had no interest in that sort of thing. She had no ambition or desire for recognition. She quietly created works for herself as a hobby. Ah, that's kind of admirable. My father, however, saw my mother as a once-in-a-lifetime genuine artist, and, half by force, paid a hefty sum to buy her works. In that moment, my mother's pockets were filled, but her world of her own was invaded and defiled. After that, after her interaction with my father, my mother abruptly stopped making dolls. The moment she turned what she loved into money, something precious within her soul was lost. You must have been a sensitive person. I kinda understand how she felt. I've fallen into some sort of trivial things too. Oh, you understand? I don't. If a whimsical man was willing to pay a ridiculous price for her works, she should have kept creating and selling them. If she had done that, she might have built a fortune long ago. Huh? Did that make life hard for you, Rafaela? Because your parents didn't earn enough? Not really. It's just that I can't help but think it was a waste. I'm a materialist after all. And I don't know how you see him, and honestly, I don't care about the public overestimating him, treating him like some great figure. But my father, also Shu's grandfather, is just as much a materialist as I am. A realist, you might say. He only believes in what he can see with his own eyes. That's why he often gets angry at others who revere invisible things like faith or imagination. Or rather, perhaps that's precisely why he's so captivated by my mother's ability to create the visible world with such perfection. To him, my mother must have seemed like a god who could create everything with her own hands. My mother was my father's god, but the god he worshipped was a living, breathing human, being of flesh and blood, and therein lay the root of all misfortune. Well, what do you mean by that? My father ate the forbidden fruit. That's what I meant. He did something no human should ever do. My father, who loved my mother, did what any man of his time living in the real world would naturally do. He proposed to her. He proposed to the god he worshipped and even had a child with her, me. Surely even you can understand that such a thing is fundamentally impermissible. A god is meant to be revered from afar, but my father, as the god's sole worshipper, pulled her close and made her his possession. It's an outdated way of thinking that women are the possession of men, but forgive me, it was the norm back in those days. However, the result of a human owning a god, a situation that should never occur, made everything collapse. You got support rights in your free pull? Nice. It's like a devout believer breaking a crucifix to use as a firewood. My father must have agonized over it, feeling like Judas Iscariot. And then my father had a fiancée back in his homeland, chosen by his parents. He betrayed that destined partner and fell in love with a doll maker he met in a foreign land. Even had a child with her. At this time, marriage was a means of connecting families. Surely you understand how grave a mistake that was. He committed the ultimate betrayal against his family, so being his own was only natural. Perhaps my father had anticipated that maybe he valued the woman he loved more than his family, or the wealth passed down to generations. You could call it youthful folly, I suppose. My mother chose to step away in consideration of my father's opposition. She completely disappeared from his life and ensured that no one in Shu's family ever discovered her existence. That was her way of expressing gratitude to the man who loved her and her work. Or rather, it was her way of showing love. That's so cruel. So heartbreaking. If I were in the same position, I think I'd disappear too. If staying would only get in the way of someone I love, then I ain't needed. I can't relate to that at all. No, that's precisely why I've gone so far as to trample my mother's tragic resolve and appear before you. I am the very embodiment of the sin my father committed. Before he dies and is venerated as a great man, I want to remind him of that, the fact that he ruined my mother's life. Rather, I want to reveal his sin to the world, It's far too late for atonement, but I won't let him pretend it never happened. I want to point out that Steam Man, the grandfather everyone in the Itsuki family respects, and announce that he's nothing more than a filthy sinner. I know that my mother would never be happy if I did that. Her life has run its course, and she's already passed on. No amount of tribute can truly comfort the dead. But at the very least, I want to comfort that so-called realist with the one reality he spends his entire life pretending doesn't exist. Before he dies, before he ascends to heaven, I will deliver the forgotten baggage to him. If, in his final moments, he remembers my mother and regrets his choices, he will realize that his so-called flawless life was nothing more than a castle built on lies, and he will mourn his hollow existence. Then, and only then, will the scales of justice begin to balance for the sins of destroying a woman's life. Dang, that's some heavy stuff. The next morning near Shu Itsuki's boarding house. Ah, it just arrived. I'm checking the contents now.
まったく
What a surprise. Do you also think I'm some kind of primitive who can't use modern conveniences? I can handle a PC, okay? Yes, I'm in my room at my boarding house, opening the file attached to the email and reviewing it. But still, that was fast. To think the modern translation of diaries was completed in just one day. I'm impressed. I had no interest in ES's TV program, so I wasn't aware. Akatsuki is participating in an education program for Japanese history. So that's how you got acquainted with a historian and felt revealing too much. You asked them for help, and they were highly interested and stayed up all night to complete the translation. Oh, that's quite the stroke of luck. Or rather, it's good to have well-connected friends. When you mentioned someone trustworthy, I had assumed you meant one of the other members of Akatsuki. No, not Hatsumi. I thought you meant that. No, not Hatsumi. I thought you meant that boy named Kanzaki.
あ
His family seems to have come from an old lineage. In such families, it's common for members to study and interpret the texts that have been passed down. I thought he might be skilled in translating old texts. I used to be made to do such things myself, though I hated it. Yeah, even though I hated it, my grandfather would scold me saying it wouldn't hurt to learn, and that I should use every bit of my brain cells. I remember that all too well. To me, my grandfather was always like an angry god, watching over me from above and striking me with lightning whenever I sinned. Though I suppose I shouldn't speak of him in the past tense. The angry god is still alive and well, so I'll do my best not to displease him. Yes, thank you, Ryukun. The historian who translated the diary said something that caught your attention. What was it? What could that mean? No, I don't know. Even if I want to ask him directly, my grandfather is still refusing visitors. Well, it's just a hypothesis, but I'll keep it in mind as I continue investigating. Yes, but you, like Nito, seem to be caught up in some troublesome situations yourself, right? Don't spend all your time worrying about me. You should focus on what you need to do. You've always been overly meddlesome.
あ
Well then, yes, take care. Until we meet again, my friend.
うん
What in the world is going on? None of this adds up. I spoke with the landlord, who should know about my grandfather's past, but she claimed to have no knowledge of anyone named who resembled Mademoiselle.
やれや
And
れ
the historian that QD consulted also suggested that the two diaries in the position might be entirely fictional. They pointed out some inconsistencies with the historical context, albeit it felt more like overanalyzing. For example, the word mademoiselle is no longer permitted in official documents in modern times, and women must be referred to as madame, or similar. This is something grandfather, who was writing this decades ago, couldn't possibly have known. Yet the diary contains lines like, "That may be the way of the times, but I will still call her mademoiselle."
うん
Did grandfather have some kind of foresight predicting the future, or was that part of the diary added later? That too seems unnatural. If these diaries are written in recent years, then the hypothesis that their novels describing fictional events makes more sense.
しかし
But if that's the case, who is that Mr. Raffaello? If the diaries are fiction, then he would be the child of a fictional, nameless woman in the story. If the landlord who knew my grandfather so well had no knowledge of that woman, then it's highly likely that she is a non-existent character, created by the diary's author. That would also explain the strange agelessness of Mademoiselle.
けれど
But if Mademoiselle didn't exist, then her so-called son couldn't possibly exist either. Such a person is impossible after all. Claiming to be a descendant of Snow White or Cinderella would be just absurd. No matter how much one might long for such fictional beings, it's impossible to have children with them. That's something humanity simply cannot achieve, no matter how advanced modern society becomes. Oh, whoops. Reality and fiction are perfectly separate, and they only intersect in our minds and temporarily on the stage. At least that's how it should be, but now I feel reality is wavering. Is this truly reality? Or is this someone's dream? Or a story imagined by someone? What a foolish thought.
So,
Logically, the simplest explanation is that Mr. Raffaello somehow learned about the diary's content and is deceiving us. His goal, of course, would be grandfather's inheritance. Mr. Raffaello is likely a deceiver, planning on feeding us plausible lies to swindle the inheritance. That must be it, right? My initial suspicion was correct all along. But if that's not the case, then what on earth is going on here? I don't know what's going on either. From Ayame band? Who's Ayame? Oh, is this some other YouTuber? Some people don't like when people in their chat like talk, I guess, in a different topic. I think some people find it distracting or something. But to ban because of that, that's weird. One week later, Shu Itaki's boarding house in Petty. Since then, things haven't progressed as much as I expected. Mr. Raphael, who had been pestering us so much, has completely gone silent and hasn't even shown himself to us. It seems he's not even in Paris, despite saying he'd go ahead. He must have been a liar after all.
yeah.
No, I should say by concluding that Mr. Raphael is a lying fraud, everything's become clear. Those strange cryptic diaries, both of them, were fabricated by the con artist Raffaello. They're fictional stories, not facts.
So,
Grandfather wasn't having an affair. He didn't betray grandmother or the Itsuki family by engaging in infidelity. And of course, the immoral woman known as Mademoiselle never existed. He said I was promoting? It was all fiction. Probably the con artist Raphael learned about the doll named Mademoiselle, somewhere incorporated a character resembling her into his fabricated stories. But by crafting cryptic stories that suit my taste, he ended up stripping them of all sense of reality. A woman who doesn't age, no matter how many times passes. How much time passes? Ha! Ridiculousness. As I thought, Mademoiselle is a fictional character. It was all a fabrication by an insolent fraudster who claimed to be the son of such a non-existent woman trying to swindle grandfather's inheritance. At least, that's how it should be. But since I confidently declared the truth, Kagehira has been acting strangely. What's wrong? He's always been like a sleepy black cat, a bit absent-minded, but still. This has gone on too long to be jet-lagged. What's bothering him? He seems unusually troubled.
Kagehira.
Kagehira? Kagehira? Can you hear me? Hello? Huh? I've always wanted to try foie gras.
Yada yada.
No one's talking about lunch, you know, though it is about that time. Also, foie gras is banned in some regions today because the method of production is considered cruel. I know, that's why I'm curious about it. You really do like grotesque things, don't you? Like a messy pile of eyeballs and bones. I can't stomach it, but I suppose I should respect it as your artistic style. I'd be happy if you like things I like to teach. Foie gras, huh? Just talking about it makes me want to try it. Are you subtly implying that my way of raising you is wrong by bringing up such a detestable dish? No, I don't even know how to make such a roundabout jab.
put intention. Yeah, but things like that might not have been your intention, but people don't see it that way. So like, it's a lack of communication at that point, or like a lack of understanding.
まったく
いやいや
No, I don't even know how to make such a roundabout jab.
ま
Then pull yourself together. Despite how the mysteries surrounding Mr. Raphael and the diary turned out to be a letdown after all the build-up.
そう
Our task remains the same, to win the funeral contest. We need to come up with a funeral plan that Grandfather would favor. But it feels like we've been boiled down.
なん
How many times do I have to tell you? Boiled down isn't used like that. You're as forgetful as ever. Teach is getting irritated again. When we have investigated the diary, his eyes sparkle like a child, and yet here we are. I guess that's why he's so dissatisfied with the dull, uninspired conclusion that Raphael was just a fraudster. In Teach's mind, a story should be a grand, noble, and refreshing ending. But now it's like someone poured cold water on his imagination, and his enthusiasm has gone way down. Because of that. As I was saying, we should combine Grandfather's preferences with the Itsuki family's tradition to create a fusion of Japanese and Western styles for the funeral. How about arranging gravestones in the shape of crosses?
赤
Oh, what was that? How about what? Jeez, Teach lost his spark completely. At this rate, it'll be hard to win the funeral contest. Aga! However, when your partners fall short, you have to step up. I must step up. I'm gonna do my best.
あ
But I can't help feeling guilty. I'm lying to Teach.
うん
I'm turning away from reality, covering up and pretending. I want to be honest with Teach always. Kagehira?
ん
Huh? What now? I'm not lying about anything, yeah?
は
What? Were you zoning out again? I just said I made lunch, so let's eat. Why the dramatic reaction?
あ
You mentioned it. It smells really good.
やれやれ
You know, your extraordinary focus is admirable, but getting too absorbed and ignoring everything else isn't good. Don't end up doing anything foolish, like walking around into traffic while lost in thoughts.
ほら
Here, it's not real foie gras, but I tried to recreate the taste and texture as best I could with the ingredients I had. You wanted to try it, didn't you?
あ
Huh? Thank you, Teach. You're being so kind is kind of creepy, though, Teach. I need to get motivated after all. Even though the funeral contest doesn't have a strict deadline at this rate, we'll be outdone by the other participants. We need to decide on at least a concept for our funeral soon. You laugh at the strangest times.
あな
I was just thinking, when you say our funeral, it sounds like we're planning a double suicide sudden Teach. Oh my god. I understand your point, but I don't see why that's funny. Isn't that wonderful? If we die together, we'll be together forever in hell. Oh my god.
やれやれ
Even if I were to agree with you for argument's sake, it's still inappropriate to talk about death so lightly. Though I suppose it's a bit late for that. Honestly, what should we do? Since we don't usually talk about death, no ideas are coming to mind. I had hoped that deciphering the diaries and delving into Grandfather's past would give us some inspiration. But that turned out to be a dead end, yeah?
いや
It wasn't a complete waste of time though. That's why we're still lingering here in Paris. Patty. According to the landlord, who knows Grandfather's past well, the diary stories are largely accurate. Except for one thing, the existence of the fictional woman called Mademoiselle. Seems like pure fantasy.
うむ
And as the historian who translates the diaries pointed out, there are details in it that sorry. And that Grandfather couldn't have possibly known at the time. This leads to a conclusion that the books aren't authentic diaries, but more like recently written novels. Still, the descriptions in it are, according to the landlord, surprisingly accurate. Of course, we have to keep in mind that she is quite elderly, and her memory seems a bit fuzzy in places. In fact, she's been having trouble reading it, which is understandable since the diaries weren't originally written in her native language.
うんと
Do we have the historian translate diary into French for hers?
Yes, and while we've been juggling all these details, time keeps slipping away. It's fine for me, I live in Paris, but you, Kagehira, must have work waiting for you back in Japan. And your visa will expire soon, perhaps it's time for you to return home for now. Besides, Nito and Kiryu, who have been helping us for some reason, are worried about you somehow. You should meet them in person and explain everything. Of course, I've given them a brief explanation, but it feels less convincing over the phone. Yeah. What about you, Teach? I'll keep talking with the landlord while also visiting grandfather's acquaintances and locations he told me about to investigate further. Even if the diaries are fictional, grandfather did spend his youth here, just as they described. Exploring and understanding that part of his life is meaningful, or so I like to believe. Next day, near the tennis courts at Nito's college. Huh? What do you want to talk about? Nah, I ain't seen Kagehira yet. I'm scared. I mean, I'm not into transportation, so I have no idea. Maybe the plan hasn't landed? You're being overprotective, Itsuki. Kagehira's not a kid anymore. He'll be fine if you leave him alone. Alright. You're worried because he was acting strange. I'll keep an eye on him, don't worry. No need to thank me, especially now. We're friends, right, Ichan? Huh? No? Nah, I'm at Nito's college. Watching him do his tennis club activities. You probably don't know or care about the mess going on here in the country. But right now, Nito, or our rabbits, is getting into trouble with Sparkling Kita Kita gang. What? Is he saying rabbits and Trickstar are getting into a fight or something? Yeah, and now they're in the middle of a controversy. The atmosphere around them is getting sketchy. So I was sticking close to Nito just to make sure no weirdos mess with him or bully him. Huh? He's already dealing with weirdos? What are you talking about? I'm just pretending Nito is a friend, okay? Honestly, it's kind of annoying. Philchin, you keep glaring and intimidating everyone around us. Now my college friends are super worried. What if rumors of me hanging out with delinquent are getting spread around? Oh, Nito, you're done with tennis already? Yeah, it's not a super serious club anyway, and I just showed up because I promised to. I was pretty laid back, but you can't neglect socializing. Well, I'm not really in a position to be doing that right now. Isn't that good though? The connections might end up helping you later down the line. You never know. Kindness isn't just for others, or however the saying goes. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to complain to you, Kuochin, so I called out to you, but weren't you on the phone? Sorry for interrupting. It's fine. The call's already over. Itsuki was just asking if Kagehira arrived. It's about time. Like a parent. But seriously, why doesn't he ask Kagehira directly? He said that Kagehira's phone wasn't connecting. He's guessing he turned it off when boarding the plane and forgot to turn it back on. Huh? His return date is today, right? I don't think enough time has passed to start worrying yet. I hope Itsuki's okay. I'm sure he's getting along well with Kagehira, but he seems way too fixated on him these days. It's a morbid thought, but if Kagehira suddenly disappeared, I feel like Itsuki would completely fall apart. Like, he would never recover, lose faith in everything, and eventually fade away himself. He's surprisingly tough when he needs to be, though. You're worried too much, Nito. To you, Itsuki probably the sensitive, temperamental artist, right? I've known since he was a snot-nosed kid. For me, the image of him totally feels fake. like what solitary artist? I know you're just pulling on a front. I guess it's obvious that you know a version of Itsuki that I don't know, Kuochin. Likewise, I don't know anything about Itsuki as part of Valkyrie. No matter how close people may be, no one can fully understand another person, and there's not so much we don't know, and there's so much we don't even understand about ourselves. True, but not understanding something doesn't mean you should stop rooting for them. That's what family and friends are about, right? Huh? Hey, cut it out. We're not a sideshow. You scrubs over there got a problem with my Nito. Sorry, let me correct myself. Family's one thing, but it's totally fine to ditch friends, Kuochin. If you keep causing trouble, I'll cut ties with you. Got it? Nito's like, I'm going to not be your friend if you keep doing it. That night, deep in the forest on the outskirts of Paris.
Wait, he's still in Paris? I need to hurry. I need to hurry. I need to check this quickly. Well, I must say, I'm surprised. I thought you were more of a timid, nervous, shy kid, but you're expectedly bold. Lying to your beloved friend, taking me away, and hiding me so they wouldn't see me, even pretending to return home, and going so far as to dirty your hands to uncover the truth. Très bien, you got guts. Shut up. Your voice is seriously annoying. No, just let me speak up a bit. As you can see, I'm just a helpless little doll, so I can't really do much else. Moreover, you're planning to desecrate the grave of my dear mother. Regardless of the means, your goal is correct. In fact, this is necessary for uncovering the truth. You're trying to deny each and every fact I've told you. You conclude that the diaries are fiction, didn't you? But the evidence described in them, aside from the existence of the immortal girl Mademoiselle, were remarkably faithful to reality. That's why you're uneasy, isn't it? Wondering how much of it was a lie. Wondering which part of what I said were lies, jokes, or scams. To confirm that, you have no option but to do exactly what you're doing now. Desecrating the grave of my mother, the nameless doll maker Mademoiselle, Shu's beloved grandfather's mistress. Fortunately, the location of the grave can be inferred from the diaries. According to the diaries, Mademoiselle repeatedly insisted that if she were to die, she wanted her body buried in this forest. Over and over again, she insisted. This is the place where her childhood home once stood, where her ancestors were buried and honored for generations. This might seem outdated in modern times, but for people of that era, wanting to rest in the same cemetery as their ancestor was only natural. Therefore, the coffin in which her body rests is almost certainly buried here. You made that deduction, and with sheer determination, you pinpointed the location of this forest from the diary entries, coming here in the dead of night with a spade in hand to desecrate her grave. Whatever. It doesn't really matter, but folks in Kanto call this a shovel, not a spade. Funny enough, in Kansai and Kanto, the names are different. He's corrected me so many times that even I finally remembered. She was a bit meticulous after all, just like how that kid's beloved grandfather is. Yeah, Teach is a meticulous perfectionist. You can't even tolerate the tiniest thing that doesn't sit right with him. He's the kind of person who, right before going out, will start sewing a whole new outfit from scratch because the color of his clothes doesn't match the day's weather. So, if what you're saying is true, if Teach's beloved grandfather really had an affair, if he was the troubled, unworthy man, it would hit Teach really hard. He might never pick up a paintbrush or sewing needle again, just like the delicate artist Mademoiselle you described. Like a puppet with his strings cut, he might not be able to move again. That's why I'm gonna crush that possibility. You know, Teach called me his partner, an equal artist, someone he wants to create a masterpiece with together. That's way too much for someone like me, but still, I was happy. I felt like I was walking on clouds. And for that, I'll kick any stone on my partner's path away. Just so Teach won't trip and get hurt. So he can hold his head high forever, and go wherever he wants. Even if I have to crawl in the dirt and get covered in mud, I'll pick up anything dangerous or troublesome lying in his way. That's my role. No, that's where my happiness lies. You're twisted too. Having someone twisted nearby makes Teach's straightforward beauty stand out even more. But you're misunderstanding something, Raffaello. I didn't come here to uncover the truth. I don't care that Mademoiselle was buried here, nor do I care about her diary. Either way, I'll dig up the grave, clean up the site, and head back to Teach with confidence. And tell him there's nothing inside. As we expected, everything Raffaello said was a lie. He's nothing but a liar and a fraud. How's that? And then Teach will feel relieved, won't he? Just so you know, desecrating a grave is a crime in this country. Are you really willing to become a criminal for something so trivial? It's not trivial. To me, it's absolutely worth risking my life for. Oh, right. But before that, if you keep talking, it'll be a problem. Teach will get upset. I feel bad, and I don't want to hurt a beautiful doll. But you'll have to get destroyed and disappear here. Oh my god. Mika's committing murder. A few hours later, the nearest town to the forest was Mademoiselle's grave. Oh god, what happened? Kagehida! Oh, what? Teach? Kagehida? What on earth are you doing? Thinking about the season. Walking around such light clothes this late at night. You'll freeze to death. Like the little match girl? What? There's no way Teach would be here. It's so cold and maybe I'm seeing things. Idiots! You can't even tell the difference between the real thing and a hallucination? With that level of discernment, how dare you call yourself an artist? I don't call myself that. I'm just going along with you, Teach. Wait, what? You really Teach? Oh. There's no fake version of me, because even if you've grown quite a bit, you're still far from being the same as me. No, because I'm a solitary artist who creates a unique worldview. Even though we're equals, the world we create are still different. No, isn't that what makes everything meaningful? Nah. This feeling of confusion. You're the real Teach. Enough chatter. Here, put a coat on at least. Your hands are so warm, Teach. You're alive, and you're really Teach. Yours are just too cold. You're practically a doll. Seriously, I always tell you, you need to take better care of yourself. When you hurt and stain yourself, you also hurt and stain the people who love you. If that's the case, I guess I can't be too reckless. If I get dirty, it'll end up dirtying my beautiful Teach too. I'll ignore that because agreeing would be embarrassing, but seriously, what are you doing here, Kagehida? Well, I can mostly guess. No, I was able to track you down because I guessed it right. You're probably trying to dig up the grave of Mademoiselle, or whatever. If you decode the diary entries, you can figure out where the mysterious person's grave is. If I can do it, then of course you can do that too, Teach. Obviously. Who do you think I am? I'm your master after all. That's why I call you Teach, isn't it? Otherwise, what would be the point of calling me that? Don't tell me it's just a nickname based on my name, Shu. More importantly, what'd you see, Kagehida? Huh? You look terrible. You're into grotesque stuff, so I doubt just seeing a decayed corpse will leave you like this. The corpse. The body of Mademoiselle wasn't in there. There was a coffin that seemed to belong to her, and I found the diaries of her too, but inside the coffin was a life-size doll of a beautiful girl, just like the photos pasted in the diaries. It looked so human-like. It felt like Mademoiselle had stepped out into the diaries, and I got spooked. I couldn't tell what was real and what was fake anymore. I wandered around in confusion, and before I knew it, I ended up here. I see. A doll of Mademoiselle. That explains most of it. Huh? Really? You're incredible, Teach. I'm totally lost in confusion over here. You've got good instincts, but you're an idiot, so you're not cut out for thinking things through. That's my job. Now, stop wasting time trying to think with that undeveloped brain of yours and get up. It's too late for trains or buses, so we'll walk home. Just like when we first met. Back then, you took my hand when I got separated from Yukun, and you guided me like a fairy from a storybook. Thanks to you, I found my way back to the right path. Now it's my turn. Yeah, but Teach, you say you figure out most of it, so what does it all mean in the end? The way you ask things makes your stupidity obvious. I always tell you organize your thoughts a bit before you speak. Well, maybe it's a difference in our styles. I carefully design and weave everything logically from scratch, while you extract an ideal image intuitively from chaos. You acted on instinct and emotion and traced the truth. I, on the other hand, started from scratch and fit each piece together like a puzzle, arriving at the truth. So, what's this truth? And then, was your grandfather cheating? Who was Mademoiselle? Why didn't she age? Why is such a strange figure appear in the diaries? If she was fictional, why was there a doll of Mademoiselle in the grave? One question after another keeps popping up. I want answers. I don't know the answer either. I've only speculated. No, imagine them. Imagine grandfather's mysterious life. Imagine his story. And the fact that the story I imagined felt more beautiful than reality means the truth doesn't even matter anymore.
What I need to do is recreate that beautiful story, that idea, in this reality with my own hands. Because I'm an artist.
さあ
Now, we're going to be busy, Kakihira. Let's fire up the workshop and oil the spinning wheel. I finalized the concept for the piece we'll submit to that farce of a funeral contest. Oh. These two. 2 weeks later, stage of Raison d'Etre, Valkyrie's winning piece from the funeral contest.
あ
This opera is dedicated to my beloved grandfather, and to Mademoiselle, the woman he loved most.
あ悪いな
Sorry, I'm late. Oh. Things look smooth on my end, but it turned out a mess when the critical moment came. Seems like Katsuki's having a rough time too. On our end, things might surprisingly work out for us. But I was always strong when push comes to shove.
それよりも
Anyway, I was curious about a lot of things, and though it might be inspiring, so I came to watch Valkyrie stage since I got invited. This is a project I submitted for a funeral contest, right? A living funeral. It feels oddly cheerful for a funeral, and at first glance, it just looks like a regular opera. But that old man probably prefers things on the brighter side. I don't really get it either, but this is the winning piece of the funeral contest. Itsuki's grandfather has chosen it for playing his living funeral. No idea what the logic behind all this, but I guess this is the right answer? That's right. Those kids brilliantly grasp the truth through logic, intuition, reason, and passion, and then interpret the truth they found based on their own aesthetic expressed on the beautiful stage. Oh, I think this is Raphael, actually. Très bien, how wonderful. Yes, that's exactly the answer I was looking for. Oh wait.
おいおい
Jeez, I'm speechless. I see, so that's how it is.
そう
Yeah, this voice is coming from the laptop held by the person next to me. This is the true identity of Raphael, the guy we only heard rumors about. Should I say long time no see, Ryu-kun? Sorry for showing up like this. The doll I was using as a terminal was destroyed by Kakihira. Luckily not all of Mademoiselle was lost. Still, it's hard to get a doll with communication terminal through customs. I thought it'd be a disaster if it got confiscated or damaged, so I used a different doll as a stand-in while I'm petting. That doll was also a sister to Mademoiselle, so it's a real shame it got destroyed. Hey, so that's what's going on, huh? You're the one who called yourself Raphael and messed with Itsuki and the others? Grandpa? That's right. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, hasn't it, Ryu-kun? You've grown up? Maybe the childhood nickname of Ryu-kun doesn't suit you anymore, Kurokiryu? Yes. Long time no see.
おお
Whoa, fascinating. This is so rare. Uchin's acting like all doll and timid. Polite and timid. I mean, this man has known him since he was a kid and used to scold him a bunch. I wonder if Kuochin can hold his head up to him. As you can see, I smoked too much of my youth and ended up with throat cancer, so I had to get a hole opened in my throat. I can't speak normally, so I'm using a speech synthesizer like this. Technically, I'm supposed to be resting in the hospital. But I really want to see my grandson stage, and when I was said I sued the hospital they didn't let me, they finally allowed me to leave temporarily. It's a gift from my grandson. I wanted to see it in person, not through a screen, and I'm grateful that I can. What the? So the mysterious Raffaello, who everyone thought was a con artist, turned to be you, Grandpa? But why did you pretend to be the son of your own mistress and mess with Itsuki and the rest of the family, Grandfather? Wait, your name is Itsuki too, isn't it? It sounds so confusing. To make it easier, you can call Shu Ichan like when he was a kid. Story. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter, but it seems to have gone gentle. I remember you being way louder and spitting everywhere when you yelled back in the day. I don't have the energy to make a fuss anymore, and when I speak through a machine like this, the emotions in the words get diluted. Anyway, asking me directly for answers is uncouth and pointless. The answers are being presented by Shu and Kakihira on stage. Stop making a scene and just sit down quietly for now. With your size, you're blocking the view of the people behind you, and it's bad manners. Okay. It's been a while since you last scolded me, Grandpa. I don't mind if you whisper a little while watching. Opera has always been like that, though it's not a very familiar custom in Japan.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm not smart, so even though I know this is against the purpose, I can't interpret some complicated opera and figure out the answer, so At least tell me the key point. I mean, would you enlighten me, please? You ought to speak respectfully to your elders, even if the law, the gods and concepts now deem it outdated. It's still beautiful that way. It's foolish to treat other old things as useless and discard them into the trash. Oh, you sound like Itsuki. Or I should say, Itsuki's values were influenced by you, grandfather. Yes, so what is it like you ask? What's it that you want to ask, Kudo?
Oh.
Alright, I don't know where to start, but in the end, Grandpa, are you really cheating? With that weird woman called Mademoiselle or whatever? In conclusion, no. From what I've seen of the opera's proposal, Itsuki and Kaguya seem to have taken a different, or rather unique interpretation. But as a fact, the woman called Mademoiselle doesn't exist. It can depend on how you interpret it, but at the very least, she is not a living person with a legal identity. This is also the reason why she's only ever called by the name Mademoiselle, and not given a proper name. She's a fictional non-existent character. So, Itsuki was right about that part, huh? Then, does that mean everything, all of it, was just a joke? Or some made-up story you fabricated? If so, why would you even do that? Itsuki and I thought that guy Raphael was scamming us for the inheritance. But that Raphael is actually you. You wouldn't need to go through all the trouble for the inheritance. And the fortune belongs to Grandpa from the beginning, right? Yeah, so basically, what does that mean? I'm getting confused. Eek! Ooh, what's wrong, Nito? Did you bite your tongue?
Yeah.
No, it's just, Itsuki on stage gave me this sharp glare like, shut up! When I was making noise. Somehow, even without words, still gets across. Rabbit's got sharp senses after all. Goodness, Nito. I took him to watch opera countless times and drilled proper etiquette into him back in the day of Valkyrie. Now it seems all had been completely washed away. As for Ryukun, I never expected much in terms of matters from him to begin with. But Grandpa is always particular about these events. He might lose his temper at any moment, and it's nerve-wracking. Well, that's not a problem. This is a casual performance only meant for family, so I won't demand strict viewing etiquette. This story takes place in the city of flowers, Patti. There, I met a beautiful girl. She's a fiery, selfish, and strong-headed young lady. Alright, Kakehita, let's weave a lie. For the sake of my beloved grandfather's honor. Yeah, teach. At the same time, to show what he's truly seeking. Now, let's begin as we always do, on the stage that belongs to us, Valkyrie. Let's sift all of our impurities and carry only the beautiful and valuable things to heaven. It's a comedy that's far too ridiculous and a tragedy that's far too sad. Let's elevate it into a beautiful opera. For most people, it's just another typical love story, a silly romantic comedy we usually wouldn't bother with. But grandfather, you'll understand. If you think it through, you'll grasp the true meaning of this opera. This time, it's your turn to use your head, grandfather. Dang, they did the art like so early this time. The storyline of this opera, raison d'etre, is simple. The protagonist, who is studying abroad in Paris, meets a beautiful girl and falls in love. He sees her through the window of a mansion overflowing with roses and names her Mademoiselle. Gradually, his feelings for her deepen. One day, unable to contain his emotion any longer, he steps into the Manor of Roses. And here comes the twist. What he found inside the mansion is a life-size beautiful doll of a young girl. In other words, the person the protagonist fell in love wasn't real. She was merely a beautiful doll placed by the window of the mansion. If it ended there, it would be a laughable story about a young foolish man infatuated with a doll. But then, another twist unfolds. Living in the mansion as a young doll maker created the doll. The beautiful doll of Mademoiselle is modeled after the doll maker himself, dressed in women's clothing, crafted in his own image. The doll maker, touched by the protagonist, who repeatedly visited the mansion and expresses love through whispered words and love letters. Ended up developing feelings akin to love. Living alone in the mansion, creating dolls day after day, the doll maker had never experienced such passionate affection before. Overwhelmed by this newfound emotion,
The doll maker falls in love with the protagonist. And so, the chaos begins.
Ah,
From there, of course, it turned to a delightful comedy of trouble that everyone loves. An enjoyable romantic comedy born from misunderstandings. The protagonist is devastated to learn that the object of his affection was a doll. But then before him, a beautiful woman who looks exactly like the Mademoiselle doll appears. She shows his genuine affection. Jatame, I love you. Of course, the protagonist is utterly confused. Is this a dream? A hallucination? A fairy's prank? No matter what it is, he doesn't care. His wish has come true, and he's now in mutual love with the woman he adores, enjoying delightful rendezvous. Oh, chance Ulysses, bloom in splendor, oh flowers of love. Obviously, the mysterious woman is the doll maker, who can resist his growing feelings and decide to meet the protagonist. The doll maker, dressed as a woman, simply wanted to express his gratitude for being loved so deeply. He's genuinely happy that someone loved the doll he created, the doll modeled after himself. The doll maker is a reclusive artist, so he couldn't predict what this will lead to. Of course, the protagonist is ecstatic to hear the person he loves say, "I love you," and he eagerly visits the mansion again and again to see her. The one in trouble is the doll maker. He thought expressing his gratitude would be the end of it, a pleasant memory to cherish. He thought he could return to his peaceful days of endlessly creating dolls. But every day, the protagonist knocks on the mansion's door. Knock, knock. Each time, the doll maker scrambles to put on women's clothes and makeup, thus chaos ensues. Ha, what strange days. Yet so delightful, oh glorious youth. That's the first half of the story. In the end, the historical context of the era is revealed with a bittersweet tone. This is a recollection back then. Same-sex marriages were far more strictly condemned than they are now. It was considered a disease, and it would be explicitly stated to the audience that those involved at the time were persecuted. The protagonist returns to his far more conservative homeland from Paris, as if nothing of this matters to him, as if this was just common sense, while vowing to reunite with his beloved mademoiselle. So interesting they're talking about these topics. That's hilarious. It's really a full-blown comedy, isn't it? The ending felt slightly unsettling. I didn't expect Valkyrie to pull out such a slapstick performance. It actually made me laugh quite a bit. It's fine, right? I mean, was I supposed to be quiet during the performance? It's fine. We were watching the play among close acquaintances. Since it's depicted comedic moments, not laughing would actually be disrespectful to performance. Honestly, I can't laugh. It's like I can already predict where this is heading. It makes my heart ache. This isn't a fairy tale. They said it's a play based on real events. I don't think it's going to end with a happy reunion between the protagonist and the doll maker. Yet, in the story, you can see the two growing increasingly fond of each other. This is unbearable. It feels like being on a roller coaster ride, climbing higher and higher on the tracks. At some point, it's definitely going to drop suddenly. This comedy that makes you laugh until you cry is probably just a prelude to a tragedy that'll leave you without tears at all. As expected, you understand Shu's style well, Nasuna. By the way, I don't think I properly thanked you before, and if it was just for a short while. Thank you for putting up with my troublesome grandchild. The same goes for you, Kudo. Truly thank you. Thanks to you both, my grandson was able to have a somewhat enjoyable childhood.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not about him. The issue here is you, Grandpa. Hey, is this really true? It's presenting as if it's based off real events. Did these things actually happen? There are minor, decisive differences, but yes. Overall, it's dramatized based off my memories from the time. The plots that unfold are undoubtedly derived from two diaries entrusted to a child. Those autobiographical novels? The diaries that were declared to be fiction? That's another great mystery. What's the deal with them in the end? They were autobiographical novels, or rather memoirs that I wrote while idling in my hospital room, reflecting on my own life. I wrote them purely to pass the time with no intention of showing them to anyone. I planned to take them to the grave with me. But as I was writing those stories, I found myself with a lingering regret. You could say that hosting this so-called funeral contest was my way of addressing that regret. What kind of regret? You'll understand after you watch the show. Or rather, she was trying to guide the audience towards an interpretation that everyone can agree on. The stage is meant for that purpose. Huh?
さて
Second act. From here, you shall witness the second half of the story. The first act was a comedy, but the second act is a tragedy. If anyone doesn't want to watch a sad story, you're free to leave now. After all, no one wants to feel sadness. Not a single person living on this earth. The play is divided into 2 acts, but the second act ends rather quickly. It's more of an epilogue to wrap up the stage than a full act. Time passes, and the protagonist, now a grown man, returns to the Mansion of Roses, seeking the familiar figure of his beloved girl. But the mansion has long crumbled into ruin. All the roses have withered, and the garden is littered with the remnants of once beautiful doll, now in tatters. The simple, pure, and heartfelt phrase that the doll maker once uttered to the protagonist when they first directly conversed is etched onto the mansion's walls in crimson blood red, vibrant as roses. Je t'aime. I love you. Story told in song. That was the end? That was really abrupt. Sometime after the performance of Raison d'Etre, Shuiteki's boarding house in Petty. Huh? I'm telling you, Raison d'Etre was a one-time, highly personal opera crafted specifically for the funeral contest. It was meant for a private audience, and there's no plans to make it public. No! No matter how much you try to persuade me, it's futile. Even if rumors spread and fans of Valkyrie start demanding a public release, it's not happening. While the stage was beautifully crafted, the opera itself was based on family secrets after all, and I have no intention of exposing to the public and turning my grandfather into a laughingstock. That's final. Instead of worrying about unnecessary things, you should focus on your new life as a working adult. If it's not about releasing Raison d'Etre, we're always willing to help in a way possible. An always possible girl. You've been to a different place as well. Take care not to fall ill. Yes, yes. Well then, farewell. Good grief, did that girl think she's my mother? She called internationally over trivial manners. What was producer saying? Apparently, our recent performance of Raison d'Etre caught the attention of the masses, and she just suggested we may tailor it to public tastes and release it. Other nonsense. The opera was special precisely because it was a one-time performance. If our discerning fans were to seriously analyze and interpret it, some might discover the truth we worked so hard to conceal. That's why I insist that Raison d'Etre will remain strictly private. Yeah, we won the funeral contest and received your grandfather's fortune after all. We always make more than enough profit, which is rare for Valkyrie's production. Indeed. Even the relatives who watched the performance were convinced that grandfather may have had someone he loved during his time in Paris. That person was a man. There's no established way for 2 men to have children, so the claim that Raphael was the son of my grandfather's lover is baseless. Even if the doll maker had a son, there is no blood relation to my grandfather and thus no right to inherit. The family accepts his conclusion, and the matter was resolved. The truth that Raphael was actually my grandfather has not been disclosed. Now he is simply considered a fraud. In that sense, it feels like the hypothesis we had before conceptualized Raison d'Etre turned out to be true. Well, it's the safest resolution for a story to settle. That grandfather wasn't unfaithful. He may have had a particular crush in his youth, but that had nothing to do with the actual inheritance dispute. And so everything has been settled. It's more funny because yeah, he liked the dude, and maybe they had a kid together, but it wasn't a blood relative, so they can't get the inheritance. And they're like, everyone's okay with that. I'm like, that's all they cared about. The money. Well, honestly, with all the rush to prepare Raison d'Etre, my head's a mess. What's the real story again? Have you already forgotten? As I always say, make sure their brain is securely fastened to your head with bolts. I'm not Frankenstein's monster, you know. It's delightful to see you respond so aptly to my sarcasm. Anyway, when I submitted the proposal for Raison d'Etre to grandfather, I directly questioned him and he told me the truth. My grandfather, to my honor,
resembled me greatly. From a young age, he had what commonly referred to as an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend, a beautiful girl, was named Mademoiselle by grandfather. Whether the friend was imaginary as a beautiful girl due to youthful misdirected desire, or because grandfather actually had a feminine side, that remains unclear even to him. However, I interpret it as the latter.
けれど
But of course, grandfather was the heir of a strict traditional family. As the eldest son and destined to inherit the Itsuki family's legacy, he couldn't, at least publicly, acknowledge any feminine aspects within himself. Such were the times.
そう
Thus, he suppressed his feminine side, which was leaked out manifested as an imaginary girl, Mademoiselle. That's my interpretation. Oh, interesting. Yes, no problem. Yes, things are coming by.
うん
And during his time studying abroad, away from the family that caused him so much repression, he stopped hiding that part of himself.
あ
Indeed, when in Paris, grandfather stayed indulged in a little game of his own. He dressed up as a woman and became Mademoiselle. Oh, so he was Mademoiselle. Okay.
あ
In the opera Raison d'Etre, it was a doll maker who did that. But in reality, it was your grandfather who dressed as a woman and became the girl.
そう
Yes, while enjoying himself and relieving stress, grandfather one day stumbled upon a mysterious house surrounded by roses in the forest. In the opera, for the sake of aesthetics in the story, it was depicted as a mansion in the middle of the town, but in reality, it was a small cabin in the woods. There he met an eccentric woman who lives in seclusion, diligently crafting dolls as her hobby.
あ
Yeah, the doll maker was a real person.
うむ
Unlike in the story, it seemed grandfather and the doll maker didn't develop a romantic relationship, because at the time, grandfather was dressed as a woman. He was Mademoiselle. Yeah, the doll maker and your grandfather, Mademoiselle, became close same-gender friends.
うん
I love you. And that love was nothing more than fondness for a friend.
そう
Oh, so this is what they're talking about. Like, he was pretty much non-binary. Interesting. By the way, that doll maker who was grandfather's close friend, is the landlord of the house where I'm lodging. Oh. Wait, so she was lying to us the whole time?
おっぱ
Oh, so she's still alive?
あ
Yes, it seems she stopped making dolls after grandfather rather shamelessly priced the dolls she made for her own enjoyment and then purchased them at a hefty cost. Since then, she lost her inspiration and gave up on doll making.
あ
When your grandfather disguised himself as Raffaello, he told me about this in detail. From the way he spoke, I felt he deeply regretted it. After all, he tarnished and took away something his friend held dear. That would be a lifelong shame and stain on his conscience.
ま
Though, according to the landlord, it led her to abandon her reclusive lifestyle, find a regular job, get married, start a family, and live peacefully to this day. She's so grateful to grandfather. Perhaps she spoke so out of consideration for me. In truth, grandfather bears the guilt of having ruined the future of an artist. Grandfather seems to regret it deeply, as he even funded the construction of the building, including an unused atelier. He still clings to his logging for the landlord's work.
あ
He must have truly loved those works too, yet the landlord never created another piece. The last work she crafted was a doll modeled after grandfather's cross-dressing appearance at the time, Mademoiselle. Back then, grandfather lived a double life, working and studying as himself while also dressing up as Mademoiselle.
けれど
But he didn't want his friends or others to know about it. To maintain the alibi, he had the doll maker create a doll that looked exactly like him. He placed the doll by the window and pretended to spot it himself. He went to great lengths to ensure that no one would discover the truth, that he and the beautiful girl Mademoiselle were the same person. Yeah, since it was a doll, it's understandable that Mademoiselle didn't age.
うむ
Indeed, in his diaries, there are photos from that time pasted in, showing grandfather and Mademoiselle side by side. It's the same logic. Grandfather was Mademoiselle, but there was also a doll that served as her stand-in. That's why they could appear together in a single photograph.
あ
The mystery solved. The reason grandfather held a funeral contest and staged such a farce becomes clear when you understand this history. Grandfather wanted to create a vital piece of himself that he had separated from due to the social climate of the time and his family's circumstances. He wanted to bring the nameless girl Mademoiselle, who was both himself and an imaginary friend, back into his soul. To achieve that, he used the cryptic diaries and the Raphael device to guide us to the truth. He could have just told us directly. Yeah, your grandfather really has a playful streak.
やれや
To
れ
the point, it feels more like a condition, honestly. In the end, we were just caught up in the whim of an eccentric old man.
いや
No, perhaps he trusted us that I would reach the truth. Even after knowing it, I wouldn't be delusioned and would fulfill his wishes.
あ
Yeah, that's why he chose Teaches, our project for this funeral contest.
あ
And at the end of the play, the protagonist and the dollmaker don't end up together. But on stage, a fleeting moment is eternal. In the memories of the audience, they'll forever remain in love, sharing the same feelings, existing together. A nameless girl, forgotten by time, can spend eternity in the heaven of the stage, together with her beloved protagonist, with your grandfather.
うん
It might end in tragedy, just like reality. At the least, the happy days leading up to it won't be erased. We won't let them be erased. Your grandfather understood our feelings and seemed satisfied. Oh, that's a good story.
うむ
Indeed, grandfather must have truly wanted to be buried alongside a part of him he had once served and hidden away. Oh, yeah, twice. Yeah. Without denying or forgetting its existence, but instead embracing it as a part of himself. At the very least, back then he wished to spend eternity of his afterlife with her, the most beloved woman of his youth. I imagine that once he reaches heaven, grandmother, who was even more short-tempered than grandfather, will be furious. After all, it seems he kept that hidden even from her. She'll probably say, "Why do you keep something so important from me?" If it were me, I would have loved you completely, including that truth about you.
あ
That's like how you love me, Teach.
まったく
Don't add strange conclusions like that.
もう
But there's still something I don't understand. Most of the mysteries have been solved.
あ
The diaries that made it seem like Mademoiselle was a real person was your grandfather's fantasy, a dream of how he wished things could have been, yeah? Maybe he really wanted to live in Paris with Mademoiselle as a friend, even though she didn't exist.
そうだね
That's likely. The small lies mixed in those autobiographical stories should be grandfather's wishes. And the title The Taming of the Shrew is pretty thoughtful. It likely refers to how grandfather suppressed the wild impulses of his youth. The shrew wasn't a real woman, but rather the inner conflict that existed within him.
ところで
That aside, what is it that you still understand?
うーん
Well, it's about Mademoiselle.
うん
What? As I said, Mademoiselle was an imaginary friend grandfather created in his youth, and also the name he gave to his cross-dressed self. And when he returned to Japan, having no further use for her, she was likely hidden away by the landlord, perhaps near the small cabin in the woods where they first met. By the way, as a side note, since you merely dug up a doll that had been buried in a coffin, I don't think you'd be charged with grave robbing. That land seemed to belong to the landlord, and unless she presses charges, which she says she doesn't intend to, there won't be any legal consequences.
いや
No, I was talking about Sisma though.
あ
Ah, you mean that, mademoiselle. It is confusing when they share the same name.
うーん
Why does Sisma look so much like mademoiselle?
と
Mademoiselle was supposed to be a representation of grandfather's cross-dressing self, right? Even if your grandfather was young at the time, didn't Sisma seem too young to be modeled after him? She's more like a younger sister or daughter of mademoiselle.
うーん
Hey, Peach, I might be saying something ridiculous again, but could it be that the landlord didn't see grandfather as just a friend? That she truly loved him as a man? And that she creates this model as if she were their child?
うーん
The landlord poured those feelings into this model and gave her to your grandfather. While he sensed her feelings, he didn't reciprocate. By then, he already married to his fiancée after all. He pretended not to notice, but he couldn't bring himself to discard this model, so he stored her away in the warehouse. And then years later, you found her when you were still a kid. There is no way to confirm that, and if it were true, no romantic relationship were ever formed between the landlord and grandfather. They parted ways and each built their own families in their homelands respectively. It's all a story that had already ended, a comedy and a tragedy. All we can do now is gather the remnants of that story and piece them together, imagining what might have been.
うむ
And if we're going to imagine, we might as well choose to imagine something happy. There was a doll in Paris that looked just like Mademoiselle. though you've broken it. The real one, however, was mistakenly sent to Japan and remains safe to this day, as you can see. One was with grandfather and the other was with the landlord.
そう
Perhaps they were considered as tokens of the small lies, the deceptions, and the memories of their youth. Every time they look at them, they could recall their joyful days and chuckle to themselves. The little mademoiselle is nothing more than a memento, a symbol of happiness. That's how I like to interpret it.
あ
And the scent of happiness left behind by those who came before us still gently surrounds us, like the everlasting fragrance of roses. Mademoiselle is not just a jewel of sorrow or regret. She's a jewel of happiness passed down from those who came before us to us now. Or so I like to believe, though I'm still far from their level of wisdom. Ah, the beautiful city of flowers. Kagehira, let's weave our own happy story here, just like Grandfather and the others did. And let's keep laughing, always, together. That, more than anything, would be the best way to honor those who came before us.
Oh, that was a good story. Wow, that was a good story. That was a very progressive story too. I don't think this game. I guess they sort of talk about it sometimes, like with what was the idol's name that Hajime is always with, or like sort of like
Bishojo senpai.
But this one really talks about like non-binary LGBT stuff. I really like it. It's very sad though, because like who knows what the answer is? It could be that they're really good friends, but it could also be that they could have been together. Who knows? The very good. That was good. I liked it. Yeah, that was a long read. That was only half too. God, these Climax stories are so long.
まだまだ仕事や
Oh, it's doing it now. That's weird.
こうすくような眠りの奥まで歌声触れる時呼び交うだろう Back to the dark Shout Desire broke your heart It's the soul of undead
Okay, let's do one. Okay, now my throat's my throat's fine actually, but we will now sort of transition. I don't know if I have time for this though. That should be fine. I'm gonna do one round, I guess. Let's do some. Let's do one round of new scenario Umusume real quick. しまっても川は何かなと切まりほど勇気を叫ばせせすよのに寝で寝てた君に目覚めのキスで吐けるよ熱気を当てでまた Ah, crap, I forgot. You can't buy Steam. Let me put some music on while I do this.
口さえにすすがれてあなたの中に翼の行く先へ海と空もつながっているから望めたね未来まで描いているんだねとびきりの笑顔欲しいよ四つ葉ってみんないつかって知えないほど幸せになるいつかしていたって変わらない海大船の作りの上っている雨な世界のな時もこの想い抱きしめていたいからいつも届けてくだけ甘い幸せのしずさあ目指せなってように歌うほど言葉は何になってくもし時を星のように輝かせていくねその明かりの行方もその答え合わせまでを楽しめる楽しめる開けてくな多少の痛みはほら通り過ぎていくまでだ勤めるを勤める最高
I hate how you can't transfer pay currency when listening between devices.
道のない空に浮かぶ揺
慣れながら
今日を過ごすならまだわからない
星にね
ガイアつけて目を閉じて
半分にそこに逃げないね
反対側は皆逆だった
その明かりの崩れも
その答え合わせまでも
楽しめる楽しめる開けてくな
多少の痛みはほら通り過ぎていくまでだ
勤めるを勤める最高
焦らない思い降り積もってたどんどん君は蹴られるその明かりの行方をその答え合わせまでも
楽しめる楽しめる開けてくな
多少の痛みはほら通り過ぎていくまでだ
勤めるを勤める最高行こう行こう Oh my god. Oh, let me do this. Why is it taking so long? Oh my god.
まるで星のかけらのよう人はそれを拾い集め一片の物語を綴る移ろいゆく時の中で
喜び
慈しみ悲しみ怒り
That's a cool wow. Oh, it's right here. Oh, it was here the whole time. Whoops. 僕の上 Sorry, I'm trying to get this done. I'll do some manually. No, I don't want Apple Plus TV. Go away. I have to do this on the thing. I can't do it on the PC. Musume, Pity Daddy. Pity Daddy. Making sure. Didn't hear that. 世界光を取る僕らのエンザに So these temples are good. Sorry, the screen is really low. I have to do it this way. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna use all of them. I might just use one for this one for a guarantee, but I'm not really sure if I care about that, to be honest. Because I only need to do like 20 summons? No, I need to 30 summons. Come on, I need 2 more Nikos. Oh, okay, we got SSR? 2? Oh, dude, I really want Wendy. Like, can we please get? I haven't got a single copy of her. I really want her. I need to max her out. She's a really good 4-star. Alright, Kondo. My own Top Gun. Let's see if you get Rico. Please, Rico. Oh, I got Rice Shower. Okay. Good. Come on, fake out. Give me Wendy at least. You give me all the other cards. Look, I got 2 My own Top Guns. Ugh. Oh, okay, another SSR. Nice. Sage Sky. Dude, I'm never gonna get this 4-star. Come on. Rico. Oh, okay, another Rice Shower. Okay. Pick out. Okay, never mind. Okay. That was a little too much, I guess, to ask for 3 SSRs in a row. Oh, fake out. Okay, another fake out again. Oh, finally! I finally got Windy. I need her max out though. Man, you need 4 copies. Oh, SSR, okay. Can you get more than 1? Come on, Rico. Oh, okay, I will take that. I have 3, I need 1 more copy now. She's a really good card maxed out. Oh, nice, a King Halo, I need that. Come on, fake out.
Man, why did I get two of? Oh, we're just gonna use all that. I don't care. Oh, okay, another one, please. Two. Come on, Rico, 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 Rico. Oh, it's twin turbo. I heard this card is pretty good for. I think it's a sprint card. Come on, at least give me windy, please. Or fake out. Oh my god, I have so many. I have so many cards. I think it's my last copy I needed. No, I think I already maxed it out last time I pulled. God, look, I keep getting the same card. I never get windy. Okay. I still need 2 more copies of Rico. That's gonna be rough. Two copies of rice. Need 1 more copy of diamonds. Maxed out this card. Yeah, I maxed out Manhattan Cafe I think last time. Seeking the pearl. Ooh, wait. I forgot to. Okay.
より有益な情報交換を
Get these done. Is card even good? So, man, I need 1 more Helios. Oh, sorry, Helios. I want 2 more copies. Let me release this. Costs a lot. This is fine. I got her off like a random. No, I did a temple. I got her. I don't know if it's worth. I don't know. I need to learn how to do the guts build because that's gonna be important soon. What do you do? Oh, she's a front runner. Oh. It'd be nice if I had Summer Marzensky. It doesn't cost that much to raise it. I'll just go ahead and raise it. That's the thing is enough.
カフェテリアは
The 127 pulls. Ugh, God. Hopefully I can get 2 more Ricos within the 10 pulls we got. Okay, I actually have to go, so man, I think I spent too much time reading, but I need to go. I'll hopefully be back tomorrow. I do want to play Umusume or even Chaos Zero. But I also do want to read some more stories in On Stars. So tomorrow's Made Me, so I think Scout starts tomorrow. So anyways, thanks for everyone who came by today. Appreciate the support. I'm gonna go. But hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. We'll see. Hope you have a good day and night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. So peace.